So in today's vlog, we are at home and we are building a beautiful DIY stucco surround for an electric fireplace in our home, like this. And we are also adding a wood slat wall to the top of the fireplace that looks like this, as well as some built-ins. Lots going on in today's video, but first we're going to start working on the stucco surround. It is a faux stucco, and you guys, it is so easy to do. So follow along as we do a very easy stucco fireplace surround with a wood slat wall and built-ins. So for a reference, this is what our living room currently looks like. Just did a remodel on it a few months ago when we moved into our house, and we built a really easy, quick DIY TV stand, but now it is time to finally get our fireplace in. This is the fireplace we purchased, and we found it on Amazon. It is a 50-inch recessed electric fireplace, and it comes with a remote. It has like all different heat settings. It's very highly reviewed. It'll fit 2x4s, 2x6s. It has all the things for electric fireplace. So I'll leave the link in the description if you are building a fireplace and you're looking for an electric one. They have a lot of different sizes. We went with the 50-inch. So our TV stand is 75 inches wide. Fireplace is 50 and TV is 65. So I think it's gonna flow really well. We're making the base of our fireplace 75 inches wide. So let's get started building the frame. We just went to Home Depot, bought a whole stack of 2x4s to use to build out our frame. Here is the very base of the fireplace. So this is the front plate, and that is 74 inches wide. And then this dimension from that corner to here is 14 inches. Now we got two identical bottom and top plates for the fireplace. And we're using some scrap 2x4, so if you see some green wood, it's just from a different project we did. We took the top and the bottom plate and connected them. So we just got these two 2x4s, one on the back, one on the side. So now we just gotta build out the middle supports and everything. We brought the frame in to the living room really quick just to get an idea of how it's gonna look in here. The TV will be right above that. And yeah, I think that's great. The fireplace will sit right here in the middle. Looks good. The bottom support is in, so we are putting our fireplace at 18 inches is where the bottom of it will be. The frame is complete, so the bottom braces are in. We just put one on the top since that's not going to be sporting anything crazy. And the gap between here is the exact width as the fireplace, which is 16.5 inches. Okay, you guys, that looks like perfect.
It never happens that easy.
I know, that was way too easy. We put two braces on each side, so this is like where it's gonna fit, and then on the back we just put these two braces so it gets screwed in from the front into this back brace. So that's how it gets secured in here. On this side, we made a hole with our hole saw just so that the cord can easily come through the back. So the frame is done, and then one last thing we did was put two 2x4s on the top and the bottom for the back so we can help brace it up to 2x4s on our wall. It is a time to get the outside put together on our fireplace, and we are just using regular MDF. We just got two 4x8 sheets. It is all framed, and we put the fireplace in there just to make sure everything fit. Vince is testing it out. It runs, so that's good. It is time to start stuccoing. It's not truly stucco though that we're using. We are using regular joint compound that is used on drywall. So this is a 5-gallon bucket of all-purpose joint compound right there. We purchased that at Home Depot. This is what it looks like. It's just joint compound. Before I get started putting it on to look like stucco, I'm just gonna go in and fill all the seams and the corners and get those flush, and then we'll start making it look like stucco. The seams are filled with the joint compound. Now it's time to create a stucco texture. I've never done stucco before, so I'm literally just gonna flop this on here and create a stucco look. So there's no perfect way of doing it. You just kind of roll with it and create your own look. Check it, you guys. That looks so cool. And this is actually like really fun. You just like slap it up there and like just work on it. Like it was super easy and quick. It is completely textured every single side with the joint compound. So love the texture. So this is gonna dry for 24 hours and then I'm gonna come back and do a nice light sand all over this just to soften the texture. And I think it's gonna be perfect. It was way fun and I love the look. It is completely dried. It is set for like a day and a half. It looks really, really good. As I mentioned, I am going to sand this down just to kind of soften it. I'm literally just going to use a block sander and just sand this down. The nice thing about joint compound is that you can sand it very, very easily. So I'm going to round out the edges, soften all the little grooves, and it should be good. It is completely sanded and smooth. So now I am going to do a little touch up here on the corners since it cracked where we had those sheets of MDF put in. I'm going to fill those cracks with this plastic wood and then it's ready for painting. Before we actually start putting paint on, I am going to coat it in this Kills PVA drywall primer and sealer. So it's good for sealing drywall and plaster. And I know this is a joint compound, but it's a porous substance. So I just want to really seal it off really well before I paint it. As I'm painting this, I'm trying really hard to get all this paint into the grooves so it seals it. So just like kind of pushing it in all these little cracks and everything. The fireplace is all dried with the Kills, so that had to sit for 2 hours and now I can start painting. I am just using this Bare paint and primer in eggshell and we're just going white. I wanted a white fireplace, stucco looking, and that's what we're doing. The fireplace is in! So as you can see, we took the trim off the bottom here on this back wall just because we want this fireplace to be as flush up against the wall as possible. And by having trim down there, it would like stick out a 1/4 inch. We didn't want that. We wanted it flush. So now we put these, pieces on the back, on the top, and down there on the bottom. We're just gonna put some screws in here to secure it against the wall. This thing is not moving. It is in place, it's tight, it's secure, everything is done. So now we can start working on our mantle. Okay, so we just got back from Home Depot. We went and purchased a whole bunch of hemlock wood, and that is what we're gonna be using on our mantle. I really love the warm tones, and there's a little bit of reddish warm tones in the wood, and I was really looking for something like a really pretty colored wood. Hemlock was what I loved, so we ended up just going with that instead of like purchasing like a pine or something and then having to stain it, because it's just a lot more work. And so I figured if you can get something that's already pretty and colored and all you have to do is seal it, that's what we want to do. We don't have to sit and stain and then seal and do all the things. So all the hemlock wood was definitely our largest expense with all this because of all the things we're going to be adding to the fireplace. It's going to be the mantle, it's going to be the backsplash all the way up, and I don't know if that's what it's called, backsplash, but just roll with it because I don't know what you call the space between the fireplace and the ceiling. I'm calling it a backsplash, so when I talk about backsplash, that's what I'm talking about. And we've also decided we are gonna add some cabinets on each side of the fireplace. So right now, I'm gonna start clear coating all the hemlock so that we can cut it and get it installed. This is what I clear coat all my projects with, whether it's paint or just plain wood. I use Minwax polyacrylic, and we're using the clear sand. It is an awesome clear coat that doesn't have any type of yellow undertones. we're working on the mantle right now. So if you remember from our TV stand we had here, we had that thick butcher block. Well, we wanted to reuse that because if you know, butcher block is super expensive and it's a really hard wood, so we're like, we don't really want to like get rid of that. So basically we made this fireplace the same width as that. And so we used it as the top for the fireplace. And basically all we're doing now is taking the hemlock wood that we purchased, and these are 5-inch planks we're going to be using for this, and this is going to be our fireplace. The mantle is done. It looks awesome. We just, like I said, used our nail gun and popped a couple holes to attach it to that butcher block, and it's finished. So now we have a project going on each side. So because we got rid of our TV stand, we had no storage left in our living room. That was like our storage for like movies and games and all the things. So what we're gonna do is put cabinets on both sides of the fireplace. So these are actually existing cabinets from our TV stand. So we're repurposing a lot of items from our TV stand. This side is almost done, and then we're gonna stack some wood on each side. I love the wood element look, so I figured that'd be kind of a cool thing to have, like some wood storage on each side to kind of fill in the gap, instead of trying to have to find cabinets that will fit each side of this fireplace perfectly. We just went and purchased 2 more upper cabinets for the other side of the fireplace. So these are just like the standard unfinished cabinets from Home Depot. They are the 24-inch. It is time to work on the fireplace backsplash. So this part is going to be interesting. So the spacing between here and here is 11 feet. A style that's become very popular that I've been really loving is the slat board look, basically vertical boards that run up and down. So that wood that I showed you earlier that I was clear coating, those boards are going up and down from the ceiling to the fireplace. We are mounting our TV. We put the mount in because we didn't want to have to like worry about that after, so we're gonna work the slats around the TV mount. We were gonna have an electrician come and put in an outlet. However, due to like our speaker system we have and like our sound bar and stuff, there's still gonna be a cord running from like the TV to like our sound bar, so we aren't doing that. Put a hole in the top of our mantle here, and that's just running right down here. Once we get our soundbar, Roku, and the TV, you really shouldn't see cords because I don't like to see cords, so that was like a big deal for me. We're starting! We rented a ladder from General Rental for the day, and we just put the first board up. We found the angle at the top, which was 15 degrees. We didn't go straight up to the TV mount because there's like hooks on here that the TV has to go in, and you'll never see this area anyway because the TV will cover this up. So we just went a little shorter to give us some wiggle room with like hanging the TV and all that. Halfway there, it is looking so good. I love this slat board look. It's beautiful. It took 19 boards of this hemlock. Now we're gonna get our TV mounted, and then we can finish out the cabinets on the other side. Alright you guys, the fireplace is finished, and I cannot believe how this has transformed our entire space here, and it is so dramatic and it looks so beautiful. I'm like in awe how it looks. I can't wait to show you. So before I show you the reveal, just a reminder of what our space looked like before we started this makeover. Now check this out. loving this entire area. It is such a different feel in here. Fireplace is absolutely amazing. Now that we have it installed, so many different settings on this fireplace. There's like 10 different colors you can do. There's 2 different zones of colors you can do. Heating speeds. There's different effects with the actual flames. You can slow them down. You can make them go faster. Like, there's like 100 things going on with this fireplace. We love it. The build-ins turned out perfect. We have like double the storage, so that worked out well. These wood boards all the way to the ceiling. It was a beautiful transformation here in our new home. So I hope you loved this transformation. I hope this inspired you to maybe do something like this in your own home. So if you have any questions, of course, reach out to me down in the comments. I'm happy to answer anything. And with that said, be sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for future vlogs. We'll see you guys in the next vlog. Bye, guys.